Hey, what's up? This is Brandon Simmons for BrandonSimmons.biz, and this is my weekly video blog called Bullheaded, a review of the Houston Texans news, as well as a preview of the upcoming game matchups. So, this week, the Texans will be taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, going on the road, actually, and it's going to be 5 days before they have to play the Baltimore Ravens on Christmas Day. So, I'll get into the little scheduling mishap and controversy over that, if you will, in just a few minutes. Right now, I just want to do a little game recap of a Sunday's win over the Dolphins. So, Texans beat the Miami Dolphins on Sunday, 20-12. And it was a game where the defense really put their stamp on things. Um, so, excuse me. So, um, defensively, they forced Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa into three interceptions. Two of those coming from Derek Stingley, who actually had an interception where he took the ball from Tyreek Hill in the fourth quarter. Another interception came from Bullock, Caleb Bullock, rookie Caleb Bullock, in the excuse me, yeah, in the second half. I know it's in here somewhere, but yeah, yeah, he got the pick in the right before the second half. Um, and it was, you know what I'm saying, amazing play, amazing coverage by Bullock on his part. Um, other than that, defensively, they were just all over the place. Um, in a good way. You know what I'm saying? They held Tyreek Hill to two catches, 36 yards, pretty much shut him down. Um, Offensively, things were okay. Not as great as expected, but still a pretty good game. Stroud threw for two touchdowns in this game. 18 to 30, 18 to 26, I believe, for 136 yards, two touchdowns, no picks. Um, Running game was kind of quiet, and as well as the receiving game, passing game. Receivers didn't really put in too much production either. Um, However, the one big play that probably every Texans fan should be talking about by now is the fake punt. So Agumbawale, he converted a fake punt on, what was it, 4th and 1? Yeah, on fourth down. Well, I just got fourth down, but he converted a fake punt on fourth down, took it 35 yards all the way into the red zone, and Texans scored a touchdown shortly after that. So, just really a quick wrap up of this game. Um, it was just a huge defensive effort. They faced the offense that was known to like have weapons just everywhere you can imagine. At the wide receiver position with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, tight end position with Jonnu Smith coming along in the last couple of weeks, running back with Devin Achane, and of course, a quarterback to a Tagovailoa, when he's healthy. So just everywhere you can imagine that there can be an offensive threat, and they pretty much neutralized that threat. So big ups to the defense, big ups to the young guys, Kamari Lassiter, definitely big ups to Caleb Bullock, who's been playing well these last couple of weeks. So definitely want to give kudos to the defense. Um, want to talk about this little stretch of games that we got coming up, or that we're in the middle of actually. So the Dolphins game was the first of a three-game stretch of a 3 games in 11 day stretch that the Texans are currently going through. The next opponent's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs, going on the road to face the Chiefs, and I get into all the game plan and all that. But after the Chiefs is going to be the Baltimore Ravens on Christmas Day. Supposed to be shown on Netflix. I think my mom said they were doing um, they're also going to show the game on Channel 11 in Houston. So uh, hopefully they do, because you know, hopefully they do, because you know what I'm saying. I don't know who all has Netflix or who is all going to subscribe to Netflix in the next coming days for a football game, especially after that fight that's streaming. But whatever. Um, So yeah, just these next two games. I think Miami was a good little. I I didn't think of Miami as a warm up, but now that I look at it, it looks like it was a good little warm up before the Texans actually face like a real heavy, some real heavy hitters in the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens on such short notice. You know what I'm saying? And so it's not like, and it's not like the Chiefs aren't going to be, you know, it's not like the Texans are the only ones, facing some stiff competition on such short time. In a sense, the Baltimore Ravens, they're going to be fighting for the division title. So they're going to be facing the Steelers. They're also going to be facing us in the same short amount of time. The Chiefs are going to be facing the Steelers, who are, obviously ahead in the AFC North. Um, but also they're going to be facing us as well. So, um, and all the teams that are playing on Saturday, which the Texans will be playing, they're all going to be playing on Christmas Day. So there's not going to be no advantage leaning either way. You know what I'm saying? Probably with maybe home field. The Texans have a home field advantage, but so what? So, so yeah, this next two games, it's going to be a little. It might be pushing it a little bit, but I mean, the Texans did this, playing when they Texans just had their first bye week, like, uh, last week. So this was way after when they had to go play the Thursday night game. So it's going to be kind of it's going to be a short week, type of week, but it doesn't look like it's going to be anything out of the ordinary from what they did preparing for the Thursday night game. So we'll see how it goes with this. Injuries. So right now it's like Fatukasi, John Mechie, Juice Scruggs, and K Stover. Um, they they showed up as DMPs this week, both Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday will probably really be the telltale sign if they're good to go or not. Um, Kenyon Green, saw somewhere that he was activated off of injured reserve. He was listed as a full participant in practice as well. Um, so he might come in handy, knowing that Juice Scruggs is going to be is looks like he's trending towards being out for this game. So going to be interested to see where if they put Green back in the lineup. They've been moving this O line around, quite a bit. They've had Jared Patterson in there in center. They've had Scruggs in at left guard. I think this last game they had Titus Howard in at left guard. So they're going to be moving people around, probably still, depending on just based on how this injury report looks. So, with that being said, it's time to really get into the game preview. So, let me get this up. All right. So, Texans are going to be going on the road, taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. And a couple things about this game that's really different. Well, one thing to just take away from this game is everything's different. There's a lot of differences between both teams. So pretty much the irony that the Texans executed a fake punt on this past Sunday, a game before actually facing the Kansas City Chiefs, is very artistic, uh, to be honest with you. So we played. Every Texas fan pretty much remembers playing the Chiefs in the divisional round, for the 2019 season, um, and losing that game. They remember Texans going up 24-0 and then just completely blowing the lead and losing that game. And they also remember the fake punt that was in that game. How do I remember this? Because well, that's kind of been the conversation for angry Texans fans, up until last season when things turned around. So it's been kind of Texans fans have not forgotten about that. Trust and believe. But yeah, yeah, that was a game that we felt like everything just went downhill from there. Fast forward to today, and a couple of really, really bad seasons, things are, really, really looking up for us at this moment. Um, obviously, franchise quarterback, division title in hand, from this year, from last year and this year. So things have, really, things have really picked up. Um, what I will say is this, um, for the Chiefs, things are looking a little bit different on their end. And so, you know, going back to that divisional game that we lost that year, that was a Chiefs team that was, led by Patrick Mahomes. It was the Kansas City Chiefs, Travis Kelsey, what I'm saying? All those dudes, what I'm saying? And so, they were the big bad scary Kansas City Chiefs. And now, that's not so much today. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, it's still Patrick Mahomes. He's still cold. He's still nice. Um, and the Chiefs, they won their division. Um, they're still looked at as one of the best teams in the league. It's just that things don't. They won a lot more ugly games this year, if I could put it that way. You know what I'm saying? So, um, in the past, in previous years, it used to be, this Chiefs offense, dangerous. They'll smoke you, and that really hasn't been the case too much. Um, a lot, most of it's been because of injuries. A lot of the key players have suffered injuries and everything. Rasheed Rice, he's done for the year. Isaiah Pacheco, he was out for almost a month. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of slowed things down a little bit for the Kansas City Chiefs. They still won games, but it wasn't in the fashion that they were used to. You know what I'm saying? And so it's been mainly it's been their defense that's kind of carried them throughout the year, and so that's what the main change is for them. Um, they're relying their defense kind of helped them has kind of helped their defense has been a little bit more active throughout the year than in previous years. Usually, their defense comes around, late in the year, starts turning things up, in December, and just in time for January to make a playoff run. But this time, it's pretty much been like kind of throughout the year that they've really been holding things down. So, fast forward through all of that to today, and you got two teams that have gone through so many differences that is now going to collide and is going to pretty much decide a lot of things for both of these teams' season. Pretty much, the Kansas City Chiefs. They won their division. They're number two in the conference right now, and they're looking to get that number one seed over Buffalo. So they know that they need this game this Saturday, and it's them knowing that they need this game. It's kind of question whether or not they're going to be playing Patrick Mahomes, who has been listed as a full participant. Since he's coming off excuse me, he's Mahomes is coming off a high ankle sprain from this past Sunday, so he's been listed as a full participant in both practices so far this week. But things remain to be seen. So that was a great long spiel backstory. With that being said, here's some things that the Texans got to do to really just go in and win this game. Number one, they got to test Mahomes. So he's coming out this high ankle sprain injury he suffered in the fourth quarter of Sunday's win over the Cleveland Browns. Um, they have to. The pass rush has to, what I'm saying, really just kind of get after him, force him to move around a little bit on that ankle, see if he's really healthy. Um, and what I'm saying, just maybe kind of force him to throw out the pocket, but kind of hold him into throwing out of the pocket. You know what I'm saying? That way they can, get to him and not, what I'm saying, really. And yeah, that way they can really get to him and just see if he's really, what I'm saying, trying to be mobile. You know what I'm saying? So, but for that to happen, the pass defense must be tight. The pass coverage must be tight on these receivers. You got DeAndre Hopkins, a veteran, obviously Houston Texan legend, and he's trying to get his career back on track. You know what I'm saying, after stops in Tennessee and Arizona and all that stuff, but he's finally with a contender once again. So He's definitely going to be hungry to come in and just really kind of show off against his former team. You also got Xavier Worthy, one of the fastest. Actually, not one of the. I think he ran the fastest. Yeah, ran the fastest 40 time in NFL combine history. So um, you have a you have a guy that they're obviously going to be using for like a lot of. They're going to probably put him in a lot of spots. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of throw this defense off, especially with Petrie out of the lineup. They're really going to do something with him to kind of just shake up the secondary. And of course, that's Travis Kelsey. That goes without saying. Um, and so it's really going to fall on this pass defense just to make sure that the coverage is tight on these receivers and skill players, making sure that the big plays are not going to be, implemented because it's Kansas City. And like I said, they won some ugly games, but they still have, that big play potential behind them. So definitely going to, you need to find a way to neutralize that. But that's going to start with testing Mahomes out and seeing like how much has he recovered from that high ankle sprain on really what is such a short notice for him. Uh, Number two, the running game, it has to come back. It has to. So with Joe Mixon, he's been great this year. Um, he's had quite a few 100-yard rushing games, has quite a few touchdowns. We mentioned a record about 10 touchdowns in the first 10 games for a player. You know what I'm saying? Joe Mixon, he set that record or whatever, but the last couple outings haven't been as glamorous. So it's going to be very important that we get him on track. I see them trying to do some things with the calling, seeing them trying to call like some gadgety type plays, which I'm not a fan of. Texans don't really do gadgets or trick plays like that. They don't. I don't see them moving around too many people. So I think whenever they do it, um, defenses kind of get tipped off that something's about to come. But so I do think that they have to find a way to just kind of head on, run the football. You know what I'm saying? And that can work with Mixon. That can work with anybody. I think trading Cam Akers might have did us a little bit of a disservice as far as like taking away that second running back option, but I think they still have to, kind of dig in and just find a way to get that going. Even if it's going to Damian Pierce, kind of bring him back in the fold. I didn't see Pierce on the injury report, so hopefully everything's good with him. And what I'm saying, we kind of just bring him back in the mix and let him return to his rookie season. You know what I'm saying? And if not him, definitely throw in Ogumbawale. We know he can run on pump, run on fake punts. So definitely, yeah, definitely bring him back in the mix. So, but definitely that running game is going to have to be enhanced with more depth at that position, and particularly going forward. But particularly for this game, it's going to have to be enhanced and built up to attack the defense. Last thing, anticipate the blitz. So third and final thing, anticipate the blitz. Kansas City Chiefs, they're one of the top teams, the blitz. And they every week that they're on TV, the announcers always tend to mention about, Steve Spagnuolo and his exotic blitzes. That's like their thing. You know what I'm saying? They don't mention anything else about the Kansas City Chiefs that has nothing to do with the offense. They're going to talk about Steve Spagnuolo making exotic blitzes. And so, for the most part, they are definitely right. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those things work. They keep going back to it. So you're gonna have to anticipate it. You know what I'm saying? Especially with this O line being shifted around as much. I think communication is going to be key. Keep your head on the swivel is going to be key because he's going to try to, flip things up. You know, and just bring the blitz from either part. You know what I'm saying? Either part of the field. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for the exotic blitzes, um, and just really just try to keep the quarterback upright. For CJ Stroud, he's going to have to really call the right protections, and in addition to calling the protections, he's going to have to try to get rid of the ball a little bit more quicker. Um, so a couple of those, he got sacked 4 times last week, but a couple of those, I seen him like looking down the field, just trying to make a play, and so with that, it's that's his game. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna, you know, look through his progressions then scramble. He's gonna continue to find a receiver down the field, and that's good. You know what I'm saying? But there are some times where you have to just either throw it away or you have to scramble. You know what I'm saying? And we're not asking, as far as scrambling goes, nobody's expecting him to do any Mike Vick type of action, but definitely, kind of scrambling enough that you can just pick up a couple yards to either get out of bounds or just pick up a couple yards to slide. That's a whole other conversation, um, but yeah, just kind of make better decisions of not taking sacks. You know what I'm saying? As simple as that. Not taking sacks and not turning the ball over. So, um, but yeah, that's definitely going to fall on the pass protection in that game. Just neutralizing that blitz somehow, some way. So that's all I got for y'all this week. Just to go through this game recap again. So number one, test Patrick Mahomes and how much he's recovered from this high ankle sprain injury. Um, you know what I'm saying? If try to force him to like move around on it, whether it's moving him out of the pocket or just moving him around the pocket, just see if you can like really just hold him in that pocket and try to get the pass rush to attack him, but also let the pass defense, you know what I'm saying, the secondary, let them have a repeat performance of last week and just come in there and just blanket these receivers as well. Number two, the running game, it has to come back in style. It has to come back and be effective and aggressive. Joe Mixon, he's has to get back in the rhythm. You know what I'm saying? And in addition to Joe Mixon, the other guys, Agumba Wale, Damian Pierce, those guys have to be involved in this run game, in this rushing attack. It might be some cold weather. It's Kansas City. It's December. May or may not be. Weather changes on the dime sometimes, so it might be the cold. It might be the weather we consider cold, and there's like shorts and shirts for them, which is probably 49, 50 degrees in Kansas City. Um, but yeah, definitely just had his running game ready and prepare for like whatever weather elements might be. Um, Third and final thing, just anticipate the blitz. The Chiefs are known for their crazy blitzes from all over the field, so just anticipate them. Just watch where they're coming from, watch for any signals that they might give off, and what I'm saying, just really just keep the quarterback protected. Quarterback has to keep himself protected as well. Get rid of the football a little bit quicker than usual, and just really just do that to continue to make plays. So yeah, the Texans do those things. They'll definitely come off with a win in this game. So that's enough talking for me. All right, so yeah, hopefully they'll pull a win off this weekend and on Christmas. So with that being said, I'm Brandon Simmons from BrandonSimmons.biz. If you're watching this on Facebook, facebook.com/BrandonBlog. Like my page, like this video, share this video. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the like button, click the subscribe button. Got plenty more content coming for both of these channels. So I'm Brandon Simmons from BrandonSimmons.biz. Holla black.